Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. 2 years ago, I made a review video of this ScalarWorks scope mount. And although this thing has been fantastic and everything I hoped it would be, sometimes your wants and desires change. And I've decided to go in a different direction. The ScalarWorks replacement is in this box. So let's get into it. All right, let's see what we got here. It's the Reptilia mount, the AUS, I guess it's called. So this is for the 30mm scope tube diameter. And it's a 193 over pick rail. And then we also have the piggyback mount for the RMR Type 2. Oh wow, this is feels kind of chunky. It is 7075 aluminum. And it looks very well made. It feels beefy, not gonna lie. But we'll put it on a scale in a minute. No. Enough stickers. There it is. Engraved in there. All right. What I'm going to do now is weigh these things and just kind of get a look at them with the TR24 and the RMR Type 2. Here you can see it with this really cool mount I made to allow it to kind of work as a piggyback mount in concert with the ScalarWorks mount. However, I just didn't like how the rotational clocking of this RMR was solely dependent on the clamping force of this band. And since it is at the 12 o'clock position, it was susceptible to getting bumped or jarred and losing zero. So as much as I love the ScalarWorks mount, and I love it, unfortunately, I had to go this way. So let's take a closer look at this mount in comparison to the ScalarWorks. Okay, let's go ahead and get some weights on these guys. So this is the ScalarWorks Leap 08 mount. There's the part number, if it'll focus on that. And all the fasteners are in it. And it's weighing in at about 151.24 grams. 151.24. Let's go ahead and look at the Reptilia. Now, I have put the piggyback mount on. However, to get a fair apples to apples comparison, if you're just comparing the mounts, let's take this back off quickly. Okay, so if you just had the stock top clamp, let's get these 4 screws in there as well. Okay, so the stock Reptilia clamp mount weighs in at 166.25. So we're talking like a 15 gram difference, guys. It's kind of actually smaller than I thought it would be. Now let's look at it as I will be using it with the RMR top plate at the 12 o'clock piggyback. And that's weighing in at 186.09. Okay. And then just for reference, I just have this pretty low quality 34mm Arkin optic mount. I originally got this after I bought the Razer 3-18. That was kind of expensive, so I just wanted a cheap mount for a short period of time to try it out. And this thing is weighing in at 200.97 grams, so roughly 201. So now that we've seen the relative weight differences, let's go ahead and get all of the stuff mounted on the rifle and see how that looks. All right, we're gonna go ahead and dry fit the TR24 to this Reptilia mount now. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna remove this Killflash. It's gonna be a little long, but we'll get to that later. So I'm just gonna kind of generally sit it in there for now. I'm just gonna kind of loosely get everything in place. And I am going to put the mount on, the arm mount plate. And just for shits and giggles, we're just going to kind of loosely mount the armor. All right. There it is, a sort of quote-unquote dry fit here. Now we'll get it on the rifle. Okay, we've got the rifle in a vise. We've got the scope mount and scope kind of set up along the length of the rail where I want it. Very much same or similar position to where I had the scalar works, such that the end of the diopter and the eyepiece is essentially flush with the end of the charging handle. That just seems to work out well for me. I've snugged down the two fasteners over here along the base of the scope mount to roughly 20 inch-pounds. Now it is engraved on the side that the clamps are to be torqued to 45 inch-pounds, so we'll do that final torquing later, but I did want to stress the importance of checking levels, so I've carefully shimmed the vise such that the rifle is level. Check over here. That looks good as well. So we had to remove the RMR so that we could access and properly torque the ring fasteners. So they say 15 inch-pounds for the rings, so we'll go ahead and carefully crisscrossed applesauce. Just progressively tighten every fastener here.
Crisscrossed applesauce.
Okay, the ring clamps have been torqued. I just went to 10. That says 15, but that felt a little stout, so I'm just gonna leave it there for now. Let this thing sit before I shoot it, and then we'll re-torque at points after that. So I'm at 20 on the ring, or I'm sorry, on the clamps. The pick rail clamps, it's 20. It says 45. I'm gonna go to 30 and see how that feels. That feels kind of high for a pick rail, but we're at 30. Yeah, I think 30 is gonna be just fine. Okay, lastly, we'll put the RMR in position. Make sure I drop my torque on this guy. All right, there it is. She's now mounted. Now let's go zero this thing. So after these two optics and the mount were zeroed, the last thing I wanted to do is get a Killflash back on the RMR and on the TR24. I had previously made some individual Killflashes for those units, and I made a really cool video which none of you watched, where I went through the design process for this integrated mount slash Killflash. But since I did already draw those two up I kind of had a head start on this design. So let's get back into SolidWorks here. And you can see here I have the RMR mount slash Killflash, and then the TR24 kind of slip-on Killflash. And since I had both of those, getting to this sort of dual integrated Killflash was pretty simple. So let's get this on the printer and see what we got. Here's the finished Killflash. And all we gotta do is just slide this sleeve on. Boom, like a jigsaw puzzle piece. It turned out pretty nice, not gonna lie. Well, I'm gonna wrap up this review, boys. This has been a look at the Reptilia mount with the 12 o'clock piggyback ring clamp plate thing. If you're looking to do something like this with a 12 o'clock piggyback, this is, I think, the best scope mount. I am going to keep the ScalaWorks mount, and I'm going to throw this TR24 actually into it and run that as an 11.5 option and get something with an 8X top end for this 16-inch rifle. It just needs that extra mag. So that's what I think I've decided to do. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.